A little bit of practice with mean, median, and mode, and we're going to do some problems that are kind of a little less traditional, something that makes us think a little bit. Now, mean, median, and mode are all called measures of central tendency because if you wanted to find some sort of a center, then you can use kind of all of them, and they will give you a pretty good middle type of a number. Okay, so if we want to find the mean, median, and mode for these guys, I know I didn't say it in order, then we can. In order to find the median, the numbers have to be put in order from least to greatest. Yes, you can use your calculator, you know how to do that too, but for me, it's just as easy to do this. There are 9 numbers. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. I'm going to round up. The fifth number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is my exact middle number. The mode, 17, is seen the most, and especially when I line them up this way, it's very clear to me. The mean, well, when I added up all these numbers, I got 116 divided by my 9 numbers, 12.9. Okay, so that's what I have so far. Next up. Okay, so let's try some more of these guys. So which 2 numbers can be added to the data above so that the mode is the same? Well, let's see. We want to have our mode still be 17. I have 2 12s so far. So if I add another 12 and a 14, well then 12 will also become a mode. But if I want my mode to be 17, then I can't do that. 12 and 8. Well, again, I'm adding a 12. So now I'm going to potentially have 3 12s, 3 17s. Well, now 12 is going to be a mode. 12 and 16, same story. But here's 12 and 17. So if I add a 12, but also add a 17, now I still have more 17s, and it looks like that is going to be my answer. Number 5 says, which numbers can we add to the data so that the median will stay the same? So now I need my median to be the same. I'm just going to do this. It might be easier to see the whole page. Don't mind all the mess everywhere else. Okay, so we want our median to be the same. And our median is 14. So if I add the numbers 5 and 11, then I put 5 and 11 over here, and then there's extra numbers on the low side. Here's the 5 and here's an 11. So our median is going to shift because now I don't have 14 as the exact middle. So that's not going to work well. Let's go with 10 and 18. Oh, I like 10 and 18 because now I have a number on either side of 14. And that will keep the 14 exactly in the middle. So that's exactly what I have to do here. I want my 14 in the middle. I got to have a number on either side. Okay, number 6. Let's say that all of these numbers up here are going to be the ages of 9 cousins. They're all going to a ball game. Now there's a 10th cousin who's going to go. And where the average of the ages, which is the mean, used to be 12.9, now we want it to be, or now it's 12. So how old is that new cousin that just decided to join that crew up above? Well, let's see. We are making our average go down. So that means that the new person is probably younger than our average since he's drawing our average down, right? So he's definitely not going to be 20 or 14. He's going to be younger than that. So I'm going to go right for the middle. I'm going to see how 7 does, because at this point it's guess and check. So I'm going to see how 7 works, and I'm going to go from there. So I already, and one of the reasons I wrote down this total of 116 is because now I'm going to use it. It used to be 116 divided by 9. Well, now I'm going to do 116 plus 7 and divide that by 10. And we're going to see how that goes. 116 plus 7, enter, and I'm going to divide that by 10. Oh, not enough. That's not the right one. Oh, we actually want our person to be younger. We got to pull down our average even more. You know what? It's got to be 4. 116 plus 4, enter. Whoops. And we're going to divide that by our 10. Oh yeah, there's the 12. We could see it happening already. So that's the answer. So now we're going to say we have this list of cousins and the 10th person comes, and now our new average is 14. So when the average used to be 12.9, now we raised it kind of a lot. So that means our new person has to be older. So that person is definitely not any of these ages. And you know what? Probably not 14 either. You got to be much older than 14 to raise this number up to 14. I'm going to go with 24. We're going to check our answer, but it's the only one that could make sense. Remember, we're sticking with that 116. So it's 116 plus 24, and then we're going to divide by our total now of 10 cousins. 116 plus 24, and we're going to divide by 10, and there's our 14. Second page. Okay, so now here. Okay, so here, these are, here's Johnny's grades. Johnny's in social studies class. And if we want to find the median, we have to put his grades in order. So 67, 78, 88, 88, and 94. Well, that's our median. It's 88 right in the middle. 88 is also the mode. We need to find the mean, add up all of these numbers, and we are going to divide by 5. So when I add them all up, I'll get 415 divided by 5, and that's 83. So our mean is 83. Which two numbers can be added so that the mode is the same? Mode is 88. Whatever happens, we have to have more 88s than any other number. And that's going to happen only with the first one. Number 12. Which number can we add so that the median stays the same? We want that 88 to be exactly in the middle. Ooh, this time we're only adding one number. Remember last time we added to the left and right, so maybe we'll have to go back up top. So the first number is 67. Well, if I add a 67, then that's going to shift my median to the left, and now it's going to be the middle of these guys. Well, that's no good. That's also going to happen if I use a 50, because that's on the low side. That would also happen with 85, which is on the low side, and with 78. The only number that is different is the number 94. So now if we choose 94, which is choice C, then that moves our median to in between these two, and 88 and 88 gives us an average of 88. So yeah, 94 would have to be our number. I'm going to erase it so that we can still use those numbers for the next couple. Okay, so there's your 94. Next one, Johnny wants to improve his average. Okay. Oh, impress his mom, and he wants to get an average of 95. Well, remember, right now his average is 83. So he wants to raise his average. Well, getting a grade of an 80 is going to bring your average down. Never mind, that's 67. So we have to choose one of these guys. If I want that 83 to go up, let's try the 95. So remember, it was 415, and again, I wrote down my total for this reason. So 415, and I'm going to add the 95 to that, and I'm going to divide by, now I'm going to have 6 test scores. So let's see what happens here. 415 plus 95, enter, divided by 6, 85, there it is. 85. And mom will be happy. If he gets lower than a 75, his mom will not be happy. What does he have to get on his 6th test to have an average of 75? Well, right now, remember, the average is 83. To get a 75, he's got to get a much lower grade. So I'm thinking that these first ones aren't going to do it. It's going to be one of these guys. Should we go for it? Let's try this 35, and let's see. Maybe that'll be it. Remember, we're at 415. We want to add the 35 and then divide by 6. And you know what? This is all guess and check. If we're wrong, we try another number. I divided by 415 plus 35 divided by 6 gives me 64. Uh-oh. Well, she'd be very unhappy with that, so that's not going to be my answer. $315 plus 35. 415 plus 35 divided by 7. I want to divide by 6. I knew something was wrong. 415 plus 35. Yeah, she would not be happy with that 64. Let's try dividing by 6 because that's the correct way. 75. There it is. So this is equal to 75. So the answer is 35. You have to divide by the correct number of tests, and there are 6. The last page is for you to try on your own, and I'm going to post answers for that.